Hello, hello,
Hello, hello, Mariah.
the
Hello.
one and only.
Yes.
Hey
Good to
guys.
be, good to have you on and to be on here together. And
Yes.
we miss you. I'm in Cape Town, soon to be back with you in Florida, and then you'll be here. And one day we should do a live with all of us here.
Yes. It
Yeah,
would
I
be
was gonna say
amazing.
the next live will be you next to me and then Mayor by
Yes,
himself.
Yes, exactly.
yeah, I love that. So today's subject is about life getting boring, right? And people probably are listening and thinking, I mean, I don't know, life isn't boring. I always have something going on. I always have stress. I always have a chase. There's always something that definitely, it's not boring. But the reality is that life is actually boring, right? So how does that all fit in? And we'll take it from there, and Mariah will ask questions, and it'll be interesting.
Okay. So, the very basic principle is that if you want to achieve something in the physical universe, all you have to do is to do a few simple steps. And if you do them consistently, you'll get results. For example, if you will put post on Instagram, Facebook consistently for a year, 3 times per day, you'll get result, even if what you put in is total nonsense. It's not the quality, it's the quantity. Now, what's the problem? The problem is that to put 3 times per day post on Instagram is boring. So people don't do it.
Yeah. Hmm.
If you every day answer your emails and empty your inbox, you will be on top of things. You will close all the cycle of actions and everything will be fine. But it's boring because it's better for you when you open the browser to go and look at the news and to look what's happening on Facebook and to do all kind of thing other than the thing that actually bring results, because the things that bring results are boring. And
They do get
that's
boring after a while.
yes, it's boring. I mean, so another video, another video, another. It's boring. There's so many more exciting things to do because those things that bring income are generally boring. Because it's to bring income, you've got 99% of the time you need to do stupid, simple things to repeat them again and again and again and again and again, and you need 1% genius. And that's hard to accept. But the reason why people don't make money, the reason people don't succeed in something is because it's boring. I'm learning how to dance. I wanted to learn how to do spins. So you need to do for 10 lessons, 3 hours every time, spins again and again and again. Like 30 hours spins? It's boring. It's really boring. So you do 3 hours and people think, whoa, your tenacity is amazing. It's nothing. 3 hours, it's nothing.
Yeah.
So the key is that it's really, really boring to do what you need to do to become successful. So people prefer not to be successful, which lead me to the basic reason. To be successful, you need to love the result. For example, if you want money, if we're talking about business, if you want money, you need to love money. You need to fall in love with money. You need to dream about money. You need to fantasize about money. It needs to be the most amazing thing in the world. Then what you will do will not be boring. Then you'll be willing to do 3 hours of spins or 3 times per day post or whatever it is because you love the result. And people that are not willing, people that find that something is really boring, really the real reason why it's boring, because they don't love it.
Okay, so that's amazing and makes sense to me. I have a few questions, but Mariah, do you want to
I
say
actually had a
something?
question as well,
Yeah,
but
go
maybe
for it.
yours is better
No, no,
usually.
go for it. Go for it.
Okay, while you're saying this, is making me think of relationships and how relationships after a while get boring. So then you like pick a fight, to make it interesting or something. I don't know. So in that case, what you're saying, you have to you don't love it, or in that case, you don't love the person. So, for example,
Yeah.
that, what do you do to recreate that love?
The answer is in your question. You recreate it. In the physical universe, if you put something and leave it, it will deteriorate.
Mm-hmm.
Relationship is something that happens in the physical universe. If you don't recreate it, it will deteriorate, so it become boring. Did you notice that if you have when you had the first guy, or when you have your first love, it was amazing. You didn't get bored with whatever he said. You didn't get bored with how he looks. You didn't get bored with anything. And after a while, when the love reduces, it become less exciting, and it started to be boring.
What? Why do you love it?
No, just the way you said it, it starts to be boring. It's true though.
It's
It's
true.
yeah.
It's true. So you don't want to do it again and again and again and again. At the first time, you loved sex and it was amazing. But after a while, it become boring. So, you
So
meet
you
your
gotta
wife
get
at
a
the
little bit more
corridor and
creative, I guess.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. That makes sense. But
Yes.
so did you want to say something
No, that
further
was
about?
that was it for me.
So how do you, let's just take that, which wasn't originally my question, but how do you take something in the relationship or whatever and make it not boring, right? I get that you need to recreate it, but what does it mean? Like
You
what?
need to have a common barriers that you both want to overcome.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
wow. Okay.
You need a common barrier that you need to overcome. Me and my wife, me and Ima, let's say one of the kids are sick. We have a common denominator. At that moment, nothing is boring. We are all together, the best relationship ever.
Mm-hmm.
But if all the kids are fine and everything is okay and nothing happened, okay, fine. Now it's boring.
Mm-hmm.
It's boring. There's nothing to achieve. You need a barriers to overcome. Always, always, always. And most people, stupidly, wants no problem. They don't want barriers. They think, no, I want a simple life. No news is good news. No, bullshit. No news is dead. Like, just dead people don't get bad news or don't get news. Who don't get news? Those people that are dead. They're not open and listening to CNN or something underneath in the grave. Yes.
True. That's
Yeah, I
true.
really like that. So you're saying you put the barrier there. You find or create the
You
barrier instead of
find
waiting.
barriers, yes. So, yeah, you're doing the next project. Let's renovate. Let's take money put aside so we don't have enough money. Let's have babies. I'm not saying anything.
Yeah.
I'm not. There's no
No hint.
no hints.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, exactly. Amazing. Okay, fine. So you need to put it there.
Yeah.
Mariah now has all kinds of ideas now with renovations.
Yeah.
I love
So,
the renovations, babies. Those are the next two things on my list. I'm
Exactly.
kind of
yeah.
waiting for the
Yeah.
other,
The
co-founder
other
over
guy.
there. Yeah.
Where?
Where-
Who?
who? It's reversed on
Yeah.
the camera is reversed. So
Yeah.
Whatever, whichever way.
Whatever.
Yeah.
He knows.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. Okay. Okay. Got you. So you have to make things not boring. You said that people don't love money, but everyone listening is like, but I do love money.
They said that they love money.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you know when you love someone, you're willing to do anything?
Mm-hmm.
You don't get tired. When you love someone, you meet a lady and she tells you, let's meet. And it's 4 o'clock in the morning. You don't say, well, I'm tired.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to sleep. You answer her text in the middle of the night.
Yeah. True.
Yes, you don't go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
If you have if you have a deal that you're about to close and you really you're going to take it and you already love the result, you will go to anywhere to meet anyone at any time. You don't say, well, you live too far, I gave you too many quotes, I'm tired to write the quotes, I will send you the quote tomorrow. Before you ask for the quote, you have another 2 quotes ready
Mm-hmm.
because you love it.
Yeah.
if
Very
you
true.
love if you love something, you are willing. You will see that when you love someone, you want to do for them.
Right.
It's not boring. You want to do for them. You want to do for them. You're dying to find any way that you can do something for them. It actually, you have too little things to do it because you want to do so much, and there's not enough that you can do because not enough. You love them so much. And as time goes down, you have nothing to do and you're not looking for anything to do for them. And if they ask you to do something, they're bothering you. Yes.
Yeah, I see. So, but, and I get that now that, but there's a thing of like, okay, so people will say, I do love money. I really love money, but I just don't love the actions
You don't
sometimes.
love money then. You're lying. You say you love money. How do you know that you love someone? If my wife telling me she loves me and I say, make me a coffee, and she say, no, I don't feel it, she doesn't love me. End of story, no question. If you love someone, you want to do for them. You are dying to do more. I love my kids, so I want to do things for them. If my kid says, well, I need the and I said, no, I don't want to do it for you. It's too expensive. I don't want to give you money. I don't want to this. You don't love them. Parents, the problem of parents, and they love the kids so much, they give them too much. They want to give them too much.
Yeah.
That's the problem of parents because they love. This is a real love. So when you love your kids, you never get tired from worrying for them, for taking care of them, for making sure that they're okay, for calling them. You never get tired, never. But if you get tired of it, it means you don't love them. You just say that you love them, but you're lying, and people usually lie.
People always tell the truth. What do you mean? I'm just kidding.
Yes,
Exactly.
sure.
Yeah, sure. So, okay, on that, I mean, I can obviously ask more, but Mariah, did you have any other questions about it?
Mm-mm, not yet.
No, so not yet. Okay, so you have the subject of people need to love money. They obviously have this thing of where they have a game that they're playing and they need to actually love the game and go through the game and do the boring stuff, even when it's boring. But people
It
do.
will not be boring for you. If you love money, it's not boring. If I fall in love with Mariah, it will not be boring for me while I'm in love with her to do things for her. I will just want more to do. The moment that the love will start to subside, never mind why, this is a different issue. But the moment that I don't love her as much and I start to find fault with her, I would obviously don't want to do things for her. She will tell me, go and buy me Starbucks. Oh no, honey, I'm too tired. But when I met her, she said, go buy me Starbucks. I will bring the whole shop by mistake because I would think that maybe she wants the whole shop. I would just deliver it on a forklift. You understand?
Yes, it's so true. It's very true. Yeah, I can see that. It's very true that there's definitely that connection, and I can see the idea that when you have that strong love, the actions aren't boring,
Yeah.
but the love fades. The love fades for the money or the business, or I don't know, the relationship,
No,
or
I'm doing business for I don't know how many years.
not you. But I'm saying it happens
Did you
to
see
people.
me getting no? Because I have the next barrier. I
Okay.
create it, and I really love it. People that have money because they love money. People that fix cars go every day to fix cars. If they're actually fixing cars, if they're not going like a machine that they have to and they're very serious and they hate the work and they hate their job and they just go to fix. They go every day and they're dying to fix the next car. People that write programming, that write software, they cannot sleep. They want to solve the next bug because they love it.
Right. Right.
I
If
had
you
a
love
little.
something, you cannot stop.
True. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Yeah. Mariah?
Very true. I was gonna say I had a small win from that, because it's so interesting. When I have that barrier there, I work 30 times harder, faster, whatever, and then I overcome that barrier, and then I'm like, oh, cool. And then all of a sudden, I'm so slow until another barrier comes up, and then I'm like, full speed ahead. So it's
Yeah.
only one of those barriers. That's when I'm like
Yeah.
excited, the most efficient, and
Yeah. It's
Amazing.
like that.
True.
You work on your computer. There's some you work, and all of a sudden there's a problem with some software, and you like really want to debug it. So you work and work. You don't get bored because you want to solve the barrier. You want this thing to work. And you figure out, how do I get this thing to work? And you get it to work.
That's
And
only
you
for
don't.
very few people because you know computers, so you know how to do that. I'm just calling someone and then waiting 5 days for them to come. Like, I don't know how to fix that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. Yes. So if you love it, so if you would love computers, you will want to fix it and you will not leave it. Like,
Yeah, and no, it makes sense. It's with anything like even if you are playing guitar and there's this one chord you just can't get right and you just keep going, or you're video editing and you just can't figure out how to do this edit and you're like you get sucked into it and for that moment. But then so how does somebody create a barrier that without like what do you do? Because you figure it out, great, you've solved the issue.
yeah,
How do you find the next barrier?
you make the game bigger,
Yeah.
100 times bigger, always. People say, no, you need to 10x things. No, you need to think 100 times. Why? If you think 100 times, in reality, in the physical universe, there are so many problems and counterintention that you maybe will be able to double. So for every 100 time attempt to expand, you get maybe one time growth. And if you look at life, you'll see that you do a lot for very small progress, because
Yeah.
the physical universe is a universe of resistance. So everything in your mind have to be, I want 100 times more. But people immediately say, no, but I know I cannot get 100 times more. I know. But if you will aim at 100 times, you will get double. You will progress. If you will aim at 10 times, you'll go backward.
But two questions. Well, the first thing on that, which by the way makes sense totally, but what about a situation when you aim and you just never make it? It
You
doesn't
don't
that
love
just
it. You don't
no,
love
no,
it.
but I'm saying you say 100 times ahead and you always make only one double. It's like isn't that basically you're a failure every time because you
No,
aim for 100?
no. You aim for 100 and double, and another double, and one day it will be 4 times, and one day it will be 5 times. But you progress, and because success is not achieving your target. Success is not achieving your target. Success is the sum of all validated improvements.
Yeah.
Success is just an improvement. It's not hitting a target. Actually, the worst thing that can happen to you is to hit your target. End of cycle.
Yeah, true.
But if you aim at 100 and you got 2, now you're aiming at 200 and you get 4. You always have this next barrier.
Right. See, I see.
So you always have this carrot that's running away from you, and you want the carrot, and the carrot needs to become nicer, bigger, more colors, more whatever, and further from you. Probably
Yeah.
the best way to create barriers when it comes to money is to make a law, unbreakable law, that every income that you have, it's not important if it's $1 or $100,000, you take 10% minimum, take it, hide it. What do you mean? Put it in a set aside account that you don't have access to. If you have an access to this money, it's not. No. You need to give it to someone that you trust, to your mother, your father, your friend, your someone that you trust, that this someone is the only someone that can give you back the money, and you give him very clear instructions that the only way for him to give you back the money is within 10 years or 5 years. And in between, the only time he can give you the money is if you're dead. If you die, we'll give you back the money. But otherwise, we don't give it back to you.
Yeah.
So you cannot take it out. So it's not yours. For 5 years, it's not yours. And you put it aside, and now you will see that a person creates exactly the amount of money that he needs. It's an amazing law, but you create exactly the amount of money that you feel that you need. If you don't have enough money and you in deficit and you owe money, that's the amount of money that you feel that you need. But if someone will come and put a gun to your head and say, make another $50 or 100, would you be able to make it?
Yeah. Figure it out.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And $1,000? Of course.
Yeah.
And if you will say gun to your head and you're going to lose your hand as well if you don't bring me $20,000, and you've got 24 hours, will you figure it out?
Figure it out.
Thank you.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
You,
and most people will. They'll
exactly, because they
somehow.
love the body.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So
True.
they're
Yeah.
willing to do for the body a lot of things.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's like it. Yeah. 100%. It's your body, and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden, money, you love it too.
The thing to confront is, if you don't have money, you don't love money. If you don't have your wife, you don't love your wife. If you don't have your children, you don't actually love your children. And it's hard to confront. It's a very bitter pill to swallow. But if you realize that, you can say, okay, fine, I need to decide if I love money enough. Like, do you love money like you love breathing? If I'm putting a plastic bag on your head and preventing you from breathing, I promise you'll do anything to get it off.
Mm-hmm.
Anything. You will agree to anything and you will do it.
Right.
If I will have a button that says, if you don't send 3 Instagram stories per day, no breathing for today.
Mm-hmm.
Will you do 3 Instagram stories a day?
Would
I'll
you,
do
Mariah?
5.
5, just in case.
Just in case we get stuck with the bad
So
internet.
when you will want money as much as you want to breathe, you will have money. It will be very not boring. Do you understand that if you have a gun to your head, did you ever seen someone with a gun to his head and he said, it's boring what he asked me to do?
True.
No.
Yeah, true.
So if you love your life, if you love your body, it will never become boring. If it's boring, it's only because you don't love it.
Got it. Mariah, anything that you want to add to that?
No, I was thinking when you started talking about body, I was like, that's so interesting because I used to dread working out. And then I found this class that I was telling you about and I like it now. And I've been loving the results that I've been getting. So now I love my body. So now I want to go, even though I have the results, not really, but I'm happy with them and I love my body. I want to do it more. As before, I'm like, I need to work out so I can love my body when it wasn't,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. So you had something to overcome. You had some problem that you wanted to overcome, some barrier. You started to do that. You overcome that, and you did it because you loved it, because you want to overcome the problem. And now you have some new things you want to overcome. I don't want to maybe go back, or maybe I want that feeling that it gives me. But there is something that you need to overcome. I don't have the feeling now, but only after the workout I have the feeling. So I go.
Mm-hmm.
There is something that you love that you're willing to push the weights for. Otherwise, you will not push weights. Otherwise, you will not run. You will just sit on the sofa and eat chocolate and watch Netflix.
because they love chocolate and Netflix.
That's actually
I
the
love that
barrier
too.
she needs to overcome. That's why she's working
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
It doesn't look like it, but fine. I don't believe you. I never saw you in any need of losing weight, but fine.
No, not to lose weight, to get muscle.
Yes.
That's not. I don't think that's your problem either, ever.
Great. So before we wrap up, Mariah, do you have any question that you want to bring up that has, it can be about this topic or anything related?
Oh, if there's
I
anything
know it's putting you on the
I knew
spot.
before because I would have had something. Now I'm on the spot.
Yeah, I know. I know it's putting you on the spot. If there's nothing, that's totally fine. Just like it can be about relationships, your business, your marketing that you're doing, whatever area that you would like think, what can I do? And if not, that's fine.
I'd
Or
love
anything
to.
about purpose, boring, money, whatever we discussed. Or if we wrapped it up perfectly, then that's 100%.
Okay, I have a quick. Well, I don't know if it's a quick one, but you can give a quick answer because I'm sure there's a deeper. But to the boring and like coming up with a barrier together, how do you come up with one together that it's really a barrier for both of you, not just more for one person than the other?
Yeah. So you communicate and look at, okay, what do you want to have in the future? So we want to have in the future family. Okay. So what's the problem for a family? Well, we need a bigger house. Okay, you need a bigger house. That's a barrier. How do you want to do it? Well, I want to buy a new house. How do you want to do it? No, I want to renovate. Okay, wonderful. Now we have a barrier. It's
Okay,
a very
but
it's beautiful.
what if, like, okay, for that example, what if, like, then let's say for Gal and I, okay, I want to renovate, and he's like, yeah, we need to renovate, and I'm like, no, we need to, like, really renovate, and he's like, yeah. So, like, it's bigger for me than him. How do I create something that's like the same, so we're wanting to put?
Yeah. So you sit and you communicate and you say, well, this is what we will get out of it. What do you want to get out of it? What's the end result of overcoming this barrier?
Okay, I see.
And once you will have this end result and you synchronize the picture, it will be very clear that to overcome that barrier towards that end result, this is what we need to do.
Okay.
And by the way, you just figured out the purpose at that moment, because the purpose is what you need to do in order to overcome the barrier that will get you the end result.
Okay. I see.
Now that makes sense. Now in a relationship or even a business partnership or whatever, you can sometimes have a situation where it's more important for one versus the other. So in our example, let's just say that Mariah does have the thing of oh, we have to renovate, let's say. And let's just say for me, I'm like, yes, it's good, but it's not the most important on my plate right now.
Good.
Or in a business relationship, it's the one person thinks, no, we need to focus more on investing here, and the other says, no, more here.
You put together what's the result of what you think will happen and what's the result of her, and you communicate. If there is a disagreement, it's only because the two sides did not fully duplicate the other side viewpoint. But what you usually think is, oh, she's just against me, or he doesn't understand me, or oh, he's just difficult, or she's just that. And you start to come up with excuses. How do I know it's excuses? It doesn't resolve the problem.
Right.
So you need to be patient, number one. And number two, loving enough to know that the other person, actually, you love them, so you are willing to do this thing for them, to listen and understand and get a viewpoint. So both sides need to be loving enough. You need to love enough so you are willing to listen and understand and understand and understand and understand. And at one point, if you really communicated enough, you will figure out, oh, yes, that's what makes sense in our situation. And there's only one thing that makes sense in our situation, and it doesn't gel together because there's not enough love on one or both sides that justify listening enough and understanding enough the other person's viewpoint. Because you think that if I'll understand, when you love, you're dying to understand the other person's viewpoint. When you don't love so much, you think that if you will understand, you will lower your position.
Wow.
Like if I understand her, I will lower her position. And she thinks if she understands me, she will lower her position. Now, so you're not loving, you're in a fight.
Yeah.
You're in a war, that's not love. It's exactly the opposite.
Wow.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. That's very important.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. Amazing.
was-
That's very interesting. Good question.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's a great topic. It's actually
Yeah.
a really interesting topic because it applies to so many different things.
Yeah.
And it also applies even, I think, in an internal conversation when you're talking, should I go to the gym or not?
Yeah.
It's the same
The
principle.
Same story.
Like you look at all the points. What do you love? And you handle yourself in the same way as a business relationship, a romantic relationship. It's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
And I think that this thing about really loving someone or something is the key for everything, because hate create barriers for you, and love undo barriers you created.
Wow.
Love melt barriers that you created. You will overcome the barriers because you love her. And hate put you at a total effect. Hate bring barriers for you. You all of a sudden find, if you hate her, you find, oh, this is wrong, and this is wrong, and this is wrong. This is all barriers that you put there. So
True.
hate is barriers being created for you because it's not logical. This universe is a universe of barriers. So this universe specializes in love because love melt barriers. And if you start to hate in this universe, you go against the basic laws of this universe, or you do what the universe tried to convince you to do, to hate instead of love.
Wow.
Got you. So the universe, it's a universe of barriers,
Yeah. And
and it operates on love, but it tries to convince you to hate.
yeah, because it wants to win you. So it's a universe of barriers.
Yeah.
Okay. It gives you the barriers.
Yes.
And you will hate it and you will lose.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you're smart, you know it's a universe of barriers. So when there's a barrier, I don't succumb to invitation to hate. What does it mean, a universe of barriers? It's a universe that always invite you to hate. You say, I don't succumb to invitation to hate. I will continue to love because I'm smart and I know that the only way to melt the barriers and to love is to love.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
only way to go over the barrier and to go to where I want to achieve is to love. But the universe tell you, no, he did that to you, hate him, attack him, kill him. Okay, no problem. You put more, you get on. You don't put. You get on more and more and more barriers, and you don't understand why your life become more and more difficult. You look at any person, and you can look at their hands, you can look at their legs, you can look at their face, and you can see how many barriers they consider they have.
Wow.
Which means how much love they are not willing to put out. And you'll see people that have like difficult life is people that really hate. They hate everyone, even themselves. And they look like that.
Yeah.
They look like that. They look like you can see everything is broken and twisted and strong. And you'll see with the old people, their hands become like really like that. I don't know even how to call it.
Yeah.
It's like you can see they have difficult life. On the other hand, you can see older people that looks good. Easy. They're smiling. Nothing is problem. They can move. Not a problem. Everything is fine. It's the consideration. Did you succumb to invitation to hate or not?
Right. That's very beautiful and true.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's an amazing note to end off on because
Let's
that's
say hi
the
to
message.
everyone.
Yes.
So,
Marielle said, hello, you
hi,
beautiful
Marielle.
people.
Yeah.
Hi. And Natasha, hello from the Goosens. Hi. And Anna said hi,
Hi,
from
Anna. A
Cape
long
Town.
time. I didn't see you for years. Anna, where have you been?
At least 24 hours.
No, at least 3 hours.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I love it. And Natasha said, amazing. And Aiva said, hi, how can you love money more, which we covered.
Yeah.
And then said, loving this. And Harold, hello from Switzerland. Marielle said, hint, hint. That was when we were talking about babies. And yes, I was wondering if Mayor would bring that up. And Natasha said, such a hit in the face. Yes, it's a bitter pill to swallow, some of the things today.
Yeah.
And Luciana said, wow, it was really well. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, that was great.
Good.
Yes.
Thank you, Mariah.
Mariah, I
Thank
love
you guys.
Come,
Love you.
come back. Come back. It's been way too long. And
I agree.
And yes, as soon as possible. Yesterday.
Couple weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need my deliveries.
Yeah, they're coming.
My dad gets sent all kinds of deliveries from the US that you can't get in South Africa, and that's what he uses us for whenever we
Yes.
fly back and forth.
I'm sending them overseas every time. I'm convincing them to go overseas to bring it back.
Exactly. Babers, I love you, I love you, I love you. And thank you for doing this with us.
I love you. Thank
you for having me.
Thank you. Thank
Love
you,
you guys.
everyone.
Mwah.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.